students, today we are going to start an important chapter from class 10th for ICSE, that is gas, laws and mole concept. From this chapter, questions of about 15 marks is asked in the board examination. About 4 to 5 marks question is asked in section A, and in section B there will be an option of about 10 marks, that is of 10 marks. So this is an important chapter, but this is an easier chapter because you will be able to solve it in simple steps. Now, in previous class, that is class 9th, you have studied the chapter of gas laws, in which you have studied about the effect of temperature and pressure on the volume of gas, as the name of Boyle's law and Charles law. You have studied about Kelvin scale, Kelvin temperature, its significance and so on. So, for the simplicity, or that is in order to relate it as the beginning, basic points, because in this chapter we will require these informations. So, according to gas laws studied in class 9th, first was Boyle's law. Boyle's law related volume and pressure at constant temperature, and we have studied that the volume of given mass of dry gas is inversely proportional to the pressure applied on it, keeping temperature constant. From this part we see that P into V is equals to constant, and therefore P1 V1 equals to P2 V2. So this relation is used to explain Boyle's law. Now there was another law studied in class 9th, that is Charles law. Charles law. In this we had studied the effect of absolute temperature on volume of the given mass of dry gas. Now, according to this, volume is directly proportional to absolute temperature, not the simply temperature, absolute temperature, keeping pressure constant. Pressure constant. From this part, V upon T is equals to constant, or we write V1 by T1 equals to V2 upon T2. So this is to explain Charles law. Clear, student? Now, combining these two, we study the combined gas equation. Combined gas equation. So we write here combined gas equation or gas law. Now, from Boyle's law, according to Boyle's law, volume is inversely proportional to pressure, and according to Charles law, volume is directly proportional to absolute temperature. Now, if we combine together, we see here that is V proportional to T upon P, or P into V by T is equals to constant. Therefore, we write here P1 V1 by T1 equals to P2 V2 by T2. So, these three were the basics studied in class 9th. Now, further, you have used, that is, in order to convert the temperature, and every time we have to use Kelvin scale. That is, if you go for conversion, then T degrees Celsius is equals to T plus 273 Kelvin. So, if the temperature is given in degrees Celsius, you must convert it into Kelvin. Similarly, you have used STP. STP or NTP. NTP, that is a standard temperature pressure or normal temperature and pressure, in which there is a fixed value of temperature, that is 273 Kelvin, and that of pressure is 760 mm of Hg. This is 76 centimeter of mercury or 0.76 meter of mercury. That is also written as 1 atmosphere. So this is the value of STP. So wherever it is given that the volume is at STP, these two quantities will be taken as a constant value. Clear, student? So this was the basic studied in class 9th. Now we have to start with the another gas laws that starts the topic in class 10th, that is gas laws and mole concept. Clear, student? Now we have to study that when gases react, then how will be the result affected? How is the result governed? Now, and this is now is the Gay-Lussac's law. Gay-Lussac's law. As just I have discussed, that is, it is related to the volume of the gases taking part in the reaction, chemical change. So this is also known as the law of combining volume of gases. Combining volume of gases. So this is the Gay-Lussac's law. Again, as just I have discussed, it is related to the volume of the gases taking part in a chemical change, that is the volume of reactant and products. Now, what is the law? This law says that when gases react together, they do so in volume which bear simple whole number ratio with each other and with the product if gaseous, provided all volumes are measured at same temperature and pressure. Means the condition of temperature and pressure should be the same. Then it says that when gases react together, that is, this is for the reaction between the gas. So when gases react together, they do so in volume which bear simple whole number ratio with each other, that is between the reactant. And there is a special condition, and with the product if gaseous, means there will be also simple ratio with the product if it is gaseous. If the product is solid or liquid, then this ratio will not be applicable. Like you see, suppose we take example, suppose H2 plus Cl2. Now they are the gases. Now suppose we just write here gas. The product is 2HCl. Suppose this time it is also gas. Now here there is one molecule and two molecule. Since we are taking gas and there is the reaction between the gas, So it will be taken in volume. That is, they react in volume. So how is it written? One volume of hydrogen reacts with one volume of chlorine and it gives two volume of product. So if there is a gaseous reaction, if the volume of the reactant and product as are used in reactions, then first of all we will write like this. You can easily see here, that is, there is the simple ratio between them. That is, hydrogen, chlorine and hydrogen chloride are in the ratio of 1:1:2. Now again remember, it is the volume ratio. Clear, students? Now take another example of it. Suppose we write here, again we have another example. Suppose we write, that is, methane is burnt in oxygen. It gives us CO2 plus H2O. Now it is balanced 2:2. Now you see that reactants are gaseous, there is no doubt. So its volume will be written one volume, two volume, means one volume of methane reacts with two volume of oxygen. As a result, it gives one volume of product carbon dioxide. Now there is 2H2O. Here we should be careful. If in the question it is said that it is water vapor, that is, it is a steam. So if it is given as a steam, then we will also write its volume. But if it is given that the mixture is cooled to room temperature, in that case this will be liquid. That is, here if liquid, if it is condensed, then its volume will not be taken. Now what do you see here? That is, Gay-Lussac's law is applicable only for gases. Means we can now write that this law is applicable only for gas. The volume of solid and liquid is taken zero. That is, in this case the volume of liquid and solid is taken 0. So this is the simple application, explanation of Gay-Lussac's law. Now we can solve some numerical problems based on it. Example, numerical number 1. It is given that 6 liter of hydrogen is exploded with, exploded means reacted with. Now just you see, that is, in normal condition, in reactions, gases are reacted in cylinder, closed vessel, closed cylinder. So they are exploded or reacted with 5 liter chlorine. Now find the volume composition of resultant mixture. Now in this part, first of all you should write its chemical equation. Now here it is given H2 plus Cl2 gives 2HCl. Now first of all, since there is a gaseous reaction, we will write here one volume, two volume. Now just a student, you can see that is in this part of question, the volume of any one substance will be given and the volume of another substance will have to be calculated. You can use unitary method or you can use simple ratio calculation, ratio method. Now, but in this question, you see that the volume of both the reactants are given. The question arises, with which volume we should proceed or start the calculation. Now, you can see here it is one volume to one volume. So, if we use 6 liter of hydrogen, then 6 liter of chlorine is required. But chlorine is only 5 liter, it is insufficient. So, in this type of question, where the volume of both the reactants are given, then you will you will compare the volumes orally, and you will see that that substance which will be completely used up can be taken for calculation. Like you see, if we take 6 liter of hydrogen, there it must also be 6 liter, but we have 5 liter. It is insufficient, means it will be completely used. So we will calculate starting from chlorine, means we will find from chlorine to HCl, as well as since we need composition of resultant mixture, means we will have to find the product, as well as we will have to look whether some reactants are left over. That will be also the part of the resultant mixture. So from this we will also find this part. So we have decided that the calculation should be starting with volume of chlorine. So let us start. Here the volume ratio is given like this. So just I am starting or using both the methods, unitary method as well as ratio method. So here you see, since one volume chlorine requires, since it is on the reactant side, so we are using requires, reacts with, and so on, requires one volume hydrogen. Therefore 5 liter chlorine requires 5 liter hydrogen. But the hydrogen was 6 liter, so we can write here H2 left, that is 6 minus 5, hence 1 liter, and 1 liter of hydrogen is left behind. Now go for the calculation of volume product. Now again compare with this one. Since one volume chlorine gives, since it is on the product side, so we'll write gives or produces. Gives or produces. So gives 2 volume HCl, as a result 5 liter chlorine gives 2 into 5, that is 10 liter of HCl. So we have calculated the volume of product obtained, we have calculated the volume of reactant used. So what will be the composition of resultant mixture? Resultant mixture will have hydrogen 1 liter and HCl 10 liter. In all there is 11 liters. So this is the composition of resulting mixture. Means again you see, you have to use unitary method to calculate the volume of resultant mixture. Again remember, if you are asked to find the volume of composition of resultant mixture, then you should calculate the volume of product obtained, as well as look for the reactants if left behind. Now there is another method, that is the ratio method. Now in first part, suppose we are using hydrogen to chlorine, H2 H2Cl2, that is 1:1. So right here, hydrogen by chlorine, that is 5 liter, is equals to 1 by 1, or suppose actually we can write here, since it is written in ratio, so we should use variable. Ratio will be used in variable. Now from this part you see, that is hydrogen will be 5 liter. 5 liter of hydrogen is used, therefore H2 left is 6 minus 5, that is 1 liter. Again go for the calculation of HCl on the similar basis, that is chlorine H2HCl is equals to, here 1:2. Now write here 5 liter by HCl is equals to x upon 2x, that is take it with variable. Hence HCl is 2 into 5, that is 10 liter. Again you can write the mixture, composition of mixture, that is hydrogen 1 liter, HCl 10 liter. So this is the composition of resulting mixture. So students, it is simple way to find out the volume of reactant or products wherever required. Now clear student? Now we can use one more example for it. Another example, in this case we see that 100 ml of, suppose we take ethane is C2H6, is burnt in sufficient supply of air, and in the bracket it is given that it has only 20% oxygen. That is, we are not supplied with pure oxygen, but we are supplied with air, and in which oxygen part will be used for combustion. So 100 ml of ethane is burnt in sufficient supply of air. Find the composition of resultant mixture if cooled to room temperature. Now you can see here student, again, since it is cooled to room temperature, then H2O as a product will not be taken, it will be in liquid form. So first of all you should write its balanced equation. In the question paper the equation will be given to you, CO2 plus H2O. Now we should balance it. 2 6 3 2 6, odd number, 2, here it is 4, and now 6 2 12, 6, 4 2 8, 6 7, 14, 4 2 8, 6, 14, 7. Now here you can now write further, 2 volume, 7 volume, 4 volume, and it will not be taken since it is liquid. It is given that cooled to room temperature. Now student, in the equation reaction you clearly see that we are using oxygen, not the total air, because in air there is a major component nitrogen which is not used, that will be left over. So from this part we find this one or this one. Now we can write in ratio. So first of all we should find out the volume of oxygen used. Now we see that 2 volume ethane requires 7 volume oxygen. Therefore 1 volume will require 7 by 2. So 100 ml of it will require 7 by 2 into 100, that is 350 ml oxygen. But now a student, we are not supplied with pure oxygen. We are supplied with air, in which the oxygen part is used up. So, what is the volume of air supplied? Because the remaining part, that is the nitrogen, will be left over in the reaction mixture, that is in the cylinder. So, we should find it out. So, just we see that air has only 20% oxygen. Then we write 20% of air is this part, 350 ml oxygen. So, what is the volume of air required? 1750 ml. This is the air. But from this part, oxygen component has been used up and remaining is left over. So, we now write air left. That will be mainly nitrogen. Mainly nitrogen. It is 1750 minus 350. That was oxygen. Hence, it is 1400 ml. So, from the air supplied, this part of air is left. So, we have calculated the first part. Now, go for the second part, that is the product. Since 2 volume ethane gives 4 volume CO2, therefore 100 ml ethane, 4 by 2 into 100, 2 to the, that is 200 ml. So, we have also calculated the volume of the product. Now, then write the composition of mixture. In mixture, the air left, mainly nitrogen, 1400 ml, and CO2 formed, it is 200 ml. So, this is the answer for this type of question. So, students, if you will go stepwise, now you will be able to solve the problems related to Gay-Lussac's law. Clear, students? Now we will study the next law related to it. Students, now the next topic is Avogadro's law. This law is related to the number of particles, molecules present in certain volume of gas. We have studied about STP. We have studied that at STP, the temperature and pressure remains constant and the volume of the gases can be compared. Now, Avogadro's law states that Avogadro's law states that equal volume of all gases contain equal number of molecules under similar conditions of temperature and pressure. Means, if the volume of different gases are measured at equal temperature and pressure, then if the volume of the gas is the same, the number of molecules contained in it will also be the same. Whatever may be the gas available, the number of molecules will be the same, but their mass will be different because the mass is related to molecular mass of the gas. So, according to this part, suppose there is a very simple question which was asked in board exam, 4 marks question was asked, and you can see here. Suppose the question was like this, the table was made in which here it was given the volume at STP. That is, the volume were compared under similar conditions of temperature and pressure. And here there was given number of molecules. Now students, you see, this was the table made. It was given here 10 liter hydrogen, 20 liter suppose oxygen, 5 liter of CO2, and suppose again 10 liter of chlorine. Now the question, what was the question? In this table, suppose here X was given, means 10 liter of hydrogen at STP contains X molecules, and you have to fill the block, fill the table, fill in the blanks. Now just according to this law, we see that if there is 10 liter of hydrogen and it contains X molecule, then 10 liter of every gas at STP will have this much number of molecule. Now, if the volume will be doubled, the number of molecules will also be doubled. If the volume is made half, the number of molecule will also become half. Means, according to the volume, under same condition of temperature and pressure, the number of molecules will also be regulated. So, here it is given 10 liter of hydrogen contains X molecule. So, what is the number of molecules in 20 liter of oxygen? It will be twice of X. Since volume is doubled, so the number of molecule is also doubled. Now next, 5 liter of carbon dioxide. Now again, the volume is become half, so the number of molecules will also get reduced to half. That is X upon 2. Now the third example, if there is 10 liter of hydrogen containing X molecule, then 10 liter of chlorine will also contain the same number of molecules. So this was 1, 2 and 3. This was fetching 3 marks only for writing these letters. And the 4th marks was for state the law used. Suppose you have to state the law. You will write it is according to Avogadro's law, or Avogadro's law is used in answering this question, according to which, and then you should define wherever it is asked, state the law used. Then first of all, you will write the name of the law, that is Avogadro law is used, according to which, and then you will write the definition. So this is very simple example. Again remember, if volume at same condition of temperature pressure, if the volume is same, number of molecules will be the same. If the volume is doubled, number of molecule is doubled. If volume is half, molecules will become half, and vice versa. That is just reverse. If in a given condition, if the number of molecules gets doubled for same temperature pressure, the volume will also get doubled. Like suppose 100 molecules take some space, then 200 molecule will take twice the space. So this is, a student, it is Avogadro's law. This is very simple example. Now one thing, since we have used the number of molecules and the volume, so there is one more thing about it, that is Avogadro's number. Avogadro's number. In short, it is written as this one, capital N, subscript capital A. As the name suggests, it is the number, Avogadro's number. So it is the number of molecules contained in certain fixed amount of material. And as we know, carbon 12, C12 is taken as the standard element. Therefore, it is said that the number of atoms present in 12 gram of carbon C12 is called Avogadro number. So we say that the number of atoms present in 12 gram of carbon 12 is called Avogadro's number, which is equal to 6.023 into 10 to the power 23. Means this number is especially known as Avogadro's number. So if the question is asked that what is Avogadro's number, then you will not write directly that this number is known as Avogadro's number. No, you will define it. That is the number of atoms present in 12 gram of carbon 12 is called Avogadro's number, which is equals to 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 in it. Now students, one more thing. Since we know that C12, 12 is the atomic mass of carbon. So if we compare, we say that 12 gram of carbon contains this much number of atoms, means in gram atomic mass of carbon we have this much number of atoms. So gram atomic mass of every element means any other element, will have the same number of atoms. So we can write here that gram atomic mass of every element contains 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 atoms in it. Means whatever may be the element. Suppose we take sodium as an element. What is its gram atomic mass? 23. So 23 gram of sodium will have 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 atoms of sodium. Suppose we take magnesium. Then gram atomic mass of magnesium is 24. So 24 gram of magnesium will have this much number of atoms of magnesium, and so on. So we have compared the number of atoms contained in gram atomic mass of the element. Now, on the similar basis, if we go for the molecules, then we write here that gram molecular mass, since we are using molecule, so it is gram molecular mass of every substance contains 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 molecules in it. Now this time we have used gram molecular mass, hence there will be the number of molecules compared with that. For example, suppose what is the gram molecular mass of water? It is 18. So we can write 18 gram of H2O. Now if you do not remember it, you can use in the rough, that is 1 into 2 plus 16. We calculate gram atomic mass, molecular mass. It contains 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 molecules of water. Similarly, suppose we take carbon dioxide, then 44 is its gram molecular mass. This much 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 molecules of CO2. So you can compare now, student. Suppose you know the gram atomic mass with this. Suppose the question is asked, what is the number of molecules in 10 gram of carbon dioxide, then just remember that gram molecular mass contains this much molecule. So you can write that 44 gram of CO2 contains this much molecules, then 10 gram of CO2 will contain how much molecule. Means you will simply use unitary method to find out the number of molecules and mass using this relationship. So students, this is all about Avogadro's law and its applications.